Wayne and Garth are back to put on the concert of a lifetime. Excellent. Hey people, my name's Jim and welcome back to Planet Rewind, a place to reminisce with fellow movie fans. Please press subscribe and we can discuss all those nostalgic movies we all love together. Wayne's World 2 came out a year after Wayne's World exploded onto the scene with these incredible likeable characters taken from the SNL sketch. Mike Myers and Dana Carvey had made their way into pop culture with this. It was a huge hit and Wayne's World 2 was on the cards, and they did what really should be done with sequels. They got it out there quickly. They didn't leave it. This is a year later. They capitalised on that momentum. This film focuses on Wayne and Garth trying to put together the concert of a lifetime called Waynestock. It's just the journey of trying to put that concert together and all the crazy hijinks along the way. I really love Wayne's World 2. There is something special about the first film that feels moment in time, that feels can't be duplicated, but they pretty much do it here. I feel it retains that playfulness, that energy, that sweetness, that happiness, that just constant fast-paced humour. Wayne's World 2 does it. It's a fantastic sequel. Christopher Walken is in Wayne's World 2. Enough said, guys. Seeing Christopher Walken go back and forth with Garth and Wayne, intimidating Garth and Wayne with his Christopher Walken ways, makes the movie for me right there. I wish there was more moments of Christopher Walken going back and forth with Mike Myers. I actually think they missed a trick with that. There isn't many moments where they go back and forth and just kind of riff. But Christopher Walken's in this, guys. Christopher Walken plays the seedy producer who is trying to manipulate Wayne's girlfriend, Cassandra, played by Carerre again, and take her into, immoral places in her career and split her up with Wayne. Christopher Walken is great as a villain and he really works here. He's a little bit of a missed opportunity because I want to see more of Walken, as I said, firing shots at Mike Myers, but what we do get is great.
It's a festival.
Festival?
The festival, you heard the man.
It's charming. What's it called?
What's it called? It's called, Waynestock. It's called Waynestock.
Waynestock.
Who's gonna be at Waynestock?
Aerosmith and Pearl Jam.
So there's less talking directly to the camera this time, breaking the fourth wall. Obviously Wayne's World, the whole movie was like that. Wayne and Garth led you through. In this one, there isn't. I feel like they talk to the camera a few times. I think Wayne talks to the camera at the start. But then from then on, it's kind of really does follow a plot. It's really kind of plot driven and character driven, this one. It actually has a real focus, whereas the first one was very, very random. It's fantastic, but it's very, very random. So it's less random, but there are still a few just curveball random moments, especially when they just throw in movie tributes out of nowhere. There's a Jurassic Park movie tribute, which is just genius and hilarious. Comes out of nowhere, almost feels like Mike Myers just wrote it in the script for a laugh.
I don't think so. We took the left turn at the gate, so that would put us...
Garth. Wait a minute.
I know where we are. I'm pretty good with maps.
Shh. Listen.
What?
There's also a Thelma and Louise tribute. Just randomly, Wayne and Garth play out the ending of Thelma and Louise. Again, I feel like Mike Myers is just right. I'm just going to write this in. It makes me laugh. I'm sure everyone else would agree. So in this one, Garth meets a woman. So Garth is obviously the adorable, quirky, shy one of the two. But in this one, he kind of turns on the charm a bit. He works a bit of that Garth magic. He meets a beautiful woman played by Kim Basinger. Starts with him being nervous about it, then he gains confidence, then he realises that the character played by Kim Basinger isn't all she made out she was, and she's a little bit too weird for him. And there's a character journey for Garth in this. He didn't really have any luck with the ladies in the first one. This one he kind of goes through and gains confidence, but then he eventually realises what he actually wants from a woman in this, and I won't spoil that further. For me, one of the funniest lines in the film is when she says, "Do you like to be a man in control?" And he says, "Yeah, when I was younger, and my sister wanted to borrow my Megadeth album, I said no. And then she goes, I want you to take me. And he goes, where? I've got no gas. Like, just silly little moments. That dumb humour is retained, but that dumb earnest cheesiness is what I love, and it's again ringing true all throughout Wayne's World 2. One of the funniest moments in this entire film is Wayne having a martial arts fight with Cassandra's father, who doesn't approve of their relationship. Oh my god, guys, if you just want to die of laughter, watch this scene. It is just unbelievably hilarious. Now, I actually think that Dumb and Dumber was probably inspired by this, because obviously we had Jim Carrey's scene where he becomes a martial arts master in a Dumb and Dumber dream sequence. I actually think that this fight between Mike Myers and Cassandra's father in this, where Myers, exhibits martial arts, as does Cassandra's father, I actually think it might be funnier than the Dumb and Dumber fight, which I've always thought is one of the funniest moments of Dumb and Dumber. But this, I swear Dumb and Dumber must have been inspired, because it is just constant, it is in your face, it is over the top, it is genius, it is probably the funniest moment in the film. There's actually an early Austin Powers gag in this. So when Wayne and Garth are talking to this guy over the counter and he takes off his glasses and you see he has kind of messed up eyes, they can't help but mention it. They can't help but keep bringing it up. Kind of reminds you of the mole gag in Austin Powers Goldmember, doesn't it? Again, Mike Myers was setting a lot of the groundwork for Austin Powers in the Wayne's World movies, and it's fascinating to go back. There's just always little moments pop out at you and you're like, he used that later in Austin Powers, you dirty dog, Myers. The weird thing about this, I know I said in the first video on Wayne's World that I'd like to see a Wayne's World 3. It's difficult because there really was a comedic sparkle to the early 90s Mike Myers breakthrough. There really was. He really was a special comedian, and he really did peak in Austin Powers. Maybe that kind of humour for him has peaked. Maybe his writing has peaked, because he doesn't seem to be going back to it. He's teased Austin Powers 4 forever. If he's going to be working on that, he's not going to have time for Wayne's World 3. And, it does feel like Mike Myers just harnessed this electricity for a few short years. And almost, I guess, if you look at the Cat in the Hat and the Love Guru, burnt himself out. I'm hoping it's still in there, but I don't want him to go back to Wayne's World 3 just for the sake of it, because it does feel like there's lightning in a bottle in these Wayne's World movies. Have you guys seen Wayne's World 2? If you've seen Wayne's World but you never checked out Wayne's World 2, definitely do it. I really want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you think's the funniest moment, all that good stuff. And let me know what you think of Wayne's World 2. Should they do Wayne's World 3, or should they leave well enough alone? Bill and Ted 3 worked, but can Wayne's World 3 work? I don't know. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please subscribe if you love to discuss nostalgic movies, and I will see you guys in the next video. Party on.